Hey there, this is the iPhone 6s and I want to review it. We've gone through a lot of upgrades and changes and I want to see how far we've gone. Taking a look at the hardware, we can move to the left side and see the mute button and the volume keys. Moving to the right side, you can see the SIM tray and the lock button. Going to the bottom, you can see the speaker, the microphone, the lightning port, and 3.5mm headphone jack. We got the camera, the 12 megapixel camera. We got the microphone, the dual tone flash, and we got the Touch ID button. The iPhone 6 comes with a 12 megapixel camera that shoots 4K, 1750 mAh battery, 2GB of RAM, an Apple A9 clocked at 1.8 GHz, a 4.7 inch screen, 750 by 1334, comes with 16, 32, 64, and 128GB option. If it's one thing, the iPhone 6s, the major thing is 12 megapixel camera, and if you ask me, the camera is really good. Here's some shots I took, although they are squashed because of the iMovie resolution and the iPad's resolution. But they do look stunning even when they are squashed. Now, the iPhone can record at 4K at 30 frames, 1080p at 60 and 30, and 720p at 30 frames. And it's quite good. Even slow motion is at 1080p. Here's some footage. Now, I also shot this in a live photo. A live photo is basically a GIF photo with a lot of photos taken that seems as if it's a moving photo when you hold onto the screen. It's a new feature on the iPhone 6s, and it's also available on the iPhone 5 and devices that have iOS 9.1 and above. So you can also get them, but you cannot shoot live photos. The iPhone 6s has a lot of power. Really, it has a lot of power. I've seen no stuttering, anything like that. Even when I'm switching in between games, I can switch instantly. I'm downloading this game here called Real Racing, but it's not like the previous video where I could actually record Real Racing. It actually lacks the video recording, so only I could get some screenshots. I'm sorry guys, but if you want to see some gameplay, I'll record later. So it's kind of obvious. iMessage has been improved when the 6S came with iOS 10. Well, it's not really because of the 6S, it's some updates that were given. So it's more personalized, really. You can send some video-ish gifts, something like that, where you can send kisses, you can send hearts, and like I'm showing you, demonstrating, you can send pulses. And I heard that when you send a pulse, if it's on the 6S and above, you'll feel the taptic engine respond to that pulse. So that's pretty cool. I'll explain what the taptic engine is later on, but you can send more things. Actually, I just saw some fireballs and stuff like that. Even the messages themselves have a really big update in personalization. I'm typing hey, hi, hello, if anyone remembers the iOS 10 advert, what, like song or logo, slogan, whatever. But here, once you hold the send button, you get these options of how to send the message. Now, it's pretty cool how you can make it pop and slam and invisible ink where you have to slide to see it. Touch ID. That's another thing that they've improved from the last one. Now, the last one was not that bad. It was an introduction and it was quite good actually, but here they just improved it. Here they just told us they could make it better. So you could literally just tap on it and you could unlock the phone. I doubt you could even see your notifications if you did that. And the special thing is you can actually use your fingerprint to actually purchase and download apps, even use Apple Pay for it. So that's pretty cool if you ask me. 3D Touch is another brand new thing that they've brought into this world. It's basically a sensor under the screen that calculates the distance between the actual screen and the sensor, rectifying if it's a press or a harder press. So they've implemented some good features into this. Some apps work with this, but some don't. Like if you saw in the beginning, I was touched on an app and it didn't do anything, it just vibrated. It gives you like this double tap. So some apps use it. I like the believe it or not, it's called peek and pop. So when you open a picture, you can force it, you can like force press on it and you pop, and then you like press hard and like pop up in your face and like it to show full screen. It does work for some of the apps such as News, for web pages, Safari, and other stuff like that, so it would be quite good to use. With the integration of live photos and 3D touch, they've allowed wallpapers to also move, so that these animating wallpapers, if you force press or 3D touch on them, they start to move and animate. And what I've just realized, if you press long enough, the animation stops, but if you release, it rewinds. So you can control if it rewinds or it goes forward. And there's some pretty cool 3D touch wallpapers that you can even make of your own. So now with that, you can even change the brightness of your flash. I mean, I know it's pretty cool. But the Taptic engine is basically a motor. It's not like those ones that spin around and vibrate. This is something like it moves in a very small space but creates very satisfying vibration. So if you can do the test like what I'm doing, I did from top to bottom, the vibration gets stronger as you get to the bottom. However, there are some nice features such as night shift, which basically warms your display, that gives you the better night's sleep. I don't know what it does, but it turns like your device screen orange. You also have the magnifying ability to use your camera as a magnifying glass, but it's basically using it as a camera, but it zooms in a little bit by default so you can see things. I like the iPhone 6s and all its brand new features, so I think everyone should get it. Even if it's a chance to upgrade from an iPhone 5, I think you should do it. I think this is one of the best phones I've ever held in 2016.